I guess you can say the Phillies keep it exciting until the very, very last out. My goodness, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports, and the Phillies take this series over the Baltimore Orioles, thank goodness, by a score of 4-3. Zack Wheeler on the mound tonight, pretty solid. The offense in this game, pretty quiet once again. They got their runs late in this ball game, timely hitting and good base running, especially by guys like Matt Vierling, and clutch hits, and thankfully clutch moments when they were able to get them. And they scored 4 runs, even though I do think scoring only 4 runs in a game against the Baltimore Orioles is still pretty sad. But at the end of the day, I guess you just have to be happy that they got the win and they won the series. My goodness. This team, like I said, until the very last out, Ian Kennedy gets the first 2 outs easy peasy. The final out takes 3 hitters to get there. For the one batting 164, walks him, fouling up all these pitches off. Like, how can you not retire a guy like that? Then you walk Cedric Mullins because the umpire doesn't know what a strike is. And then, oh my God, Mountcastle barely missed going to the opposite field, landed right to Harper. I was just like, oh, I thought my stomach dropped at that point. I thought that ball was gone. Thank God it wasn't. Thank God that it didn't happen. And they won this game. Harper continues to get on base. I don't know. I just friggin', oh my goodness, my brain is scrambled, folks. It is completely scrambled. Harper gets on base once again. Andrew McCutchen with a bomb. JT Realmuto coming up clutch once again when the Orioles decide to intentionally walk Bryce Harper with people on base. So, yeah, and Zack Wheeler, once again, was pretty solid in this ball game. Basically, my only complaint is just how difficult it is to score runs against this team, apparently. The guy coming into this ball game, almost a 7 ERA. He has a 6.63 ERA Atkin on the season. How do you not score a run against this guy? He only gives up 1 earned run. Like, how do you not score against a guy that has a 6.5 ERA? I just don't understand. I really don't understand. Man, I'm going to keep saying that for the rest of this video. I don't understand how you don't score against this pathetic baseball team. Well, I guess I could think of an answer. Besides Bryce Harper, the Phillies are a pathetic baseball team. They can't beat bad competition. And oh boy, we got a 4-game series against the Pittsburgh Pirates this upcoming weekend. And I would assume tomorrow's game is probably going to get postponed because of the weather down here. It's supposed to rain all day, rain pretty badly. So I would assume the game is most likely going to get postponed, and then we're going to have to go through the suffering of a 7-inning doubleheader. So yeah, that's probably going to suck if that happens, which is most likely going to. But I guess it is what it is at this point. But hey, instead of being mopey, instead of being a Debbie Downer, why not just enjoy a Phillies victory over the Baltimore Orioles, a series victory over the Baltimore Orioles? So, going through a little bit of this game, Zack Wheeler, pretty solid in the first couple of innings. The Phillies had chances to score early in this ball game as well. Gene Segura in the first inning gets a single. Bryce Harper then walks, so you got 2 runners on. For JT, he strikes out swinging, and Andrew McCutchen grounds out, so missed opportunity right there. Then you get Zack Wheeler. He getting a little bit of trouble in the second inning, allows a couple of base runners. One gets over the third base. He escapes that inning without allowing a run. Phillies got a couple of base runners in the bottom of the second as well. You got Matt Vierling getting a single, then Zack Wheeler getting a single. Odubel Herrera can't do anything, so no runs scored there. Another missed opportunity for the Phillies. In the third inning, Cedric Mullins triples, so with 2 outs. So another person at third base for Zack Wheeler, and he manages to get out of the inning by striking out Mountcastle. Phillies can't do anything in the third inning. Solid 4th inning for Zack Wheeler. Phillies can't do anything in the 4th either. Solid 5th inning for Zack Wheeler. Phillies go down in order in the 5th. Top of the 6th inning. This is where the runs start. This is where the offense for both teams start. So, gets the first out of the inning, Zack Wheeler. Then he walks Ryan Mountcastle. Then Austin Hayes gets an RBI double down the line, scores Mountcastle, makes it a 1-run ball game. Then he gets the final 2 outs of the inning. So Zack Wheeler escapes that inning, only allowing 1 run. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Bryce Harper, 1 out, gets a single, gets the runner on base. JT Realmuto, this is where they make the pitching change for the Orioles. Eric Hanholt comes in. So JT Realmuto gets the first out. Then you get Andrew McCutchen, pitch right down the middle, sends a bomb into the left center field stance, makes it a 2-1 ball game. We go top 7. In comes Sam Coonrod. Gets the first out by a strikeout, then he allows a single, and then he walks the next batter, so you got a couple of men on base. And then a wild pitch moves the runners to third and second base. Then you get Trey Mancini grounding out to tie the ball game up at 2. Then Jose Alvarado comes in to get the final out of the inning. He does just that. So it's a tied game after the top of the 7th inning. Go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Matt Vierling leads off with a single to Chopper. He hustles. Throw was off as well to first base, but he still hustled down the line, getting over there, so you got a leadoff base runner. Brad Miller comes up as the pinch hitter, barely misses a home run to the opposite field, hits it off the left field wall, and he gets a double, so you got a second and third situation for Odubel Herrera. He gets out. He pops up the left, he flies at the left field, but Matt Vierling chooses not to tag on that play, which was pretty smart. The throw was very shallow into left field, and you don't want to take that risk with 0 outs. Then Gene Segura comes up. He hits the ball in the right place to center field, manages to score Matt Vierling, so makes it a 3-2 ball game. Then Bryce Harper gets intentionally walked. We all know the situation here. Bryce Harper gets intentionally walked. JT comes up, singles up the middle, makes it a 4-2 ball game. Orioles make another pitching change, and then Andrew McCutchen pops up the inning. We go to the top of the 8th. Cam Bedrosian comes out. First batter of the inning, Ryan Mountcastle. What an amazing play by Matt Vierling at first base. A sharp line drive. Vierling robs him of a single, maybe a double at this point. And that probably showed it could have been inning saving at that point because of what the Orioles did during this inning. So then Cam Bedrosian walks Austin Hayes, and then another pass ball by JT Realmuto allows him to go to second base. Then Pedro Severino doubles, makes it a 4-3 ball game. And then you get Ryan McKenna striking out, and then you get probably the play of the game here. You get Pat Valaika, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, Valaika. That's, I think, how it is pronounced. Singles to Bryce Harper, and then Pedro Severino tries to score from second base, and then you got this absolute gun by Bryce Harper to home plate, out by a mile. It wasn't a bounce or anything. It was right into the glove of JT, out at home plate, and the inning is over, and the Phillies still lead this ball game by a score of 4-3. Phillies can't get anything going in the bottom of the 8th inning. Then you go to the top of the 9th. Ian Kennedy comes out for the save. Back-to-back nights where he has to come out into the ball game. Gets the first 2 outs. Richie Martin flies out. Then he gets Gutierrez to strike out. But then the struggles come along. Jones, batting 164 on the season. For some reason, Kennedy just couldn't get him out. Struggled with location, and it felt like Kennedy was trying to go to the same spot every single at-bat, high and outside in the corner. And people were picking up on that, and they weren't swinging, or they were just fouling it off, and then he eventually walked him. And then he walked Cedric Mullins because the umpire missed a couple of strike calls. So you got 2 runners on, 2 outs for Mountcastle, and Mountcastle's doing the same thing, fouling off a ton of pitches. Ian Kennedy just constantly throwing into that same upper left corner of the plate. And then you get it felt like the dagger because he crushed it to the opposite field. The ball just died to Bryce Harper, and that's how your ball game ends. Thank goodness. And you win this game by a score of 4-3. To the pitching staff. Zach Wheeler, 6 innings, 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. I know some people are probably going to be complaining, oh, why didn't Zach Wheeler come out in the 7th inning? I'm fine with Zach Wheeler coming out of this ball game. You definitely need him down the stretch. You don't need him getting any more exhausted than he already is. I understand some people, oh, it is stretch time. You need these pitchers to pitch as much as they can. Well, I don't want to throw Zach Wheeler's arm off at this point. We saw him during the month of August when he got a little exhausted. He struggled during that month. So I don't think Joe Girardi wants to put him in that situation again. He wants a fresh Zach Wheeler every single outing. Doesn't want to go over the limit. Coonrod comes in, struggles, only gets 2 outs, allows 1 hit, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Then Alvarado comes in to finish up the mess. Bedrosian, 1 inning allowed, one inning pitched, actually. 2 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Then Ian Kennedy, 1 inning pitched to get the save, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout to the lineup. Odubel Herrera goes 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Not a good night for him. Gian Segura goes 2 for 3, and I'm very mad about that because yesterday I put a bet for him to get 2 hits in yesterday's ball game, and he went hitless. And he decided to do that tonight. Get those 2 hits. Thanks, Gene. Thank you very much. Bryce Harper, he goes 1 for 4 with 2 walks and a run scored. JT Realmuto, he goes 1 for 4 with an RBI on that clutch base hit in the 7th inning. Andrew McCutchen goes 1 for 4 with the 2-run shot. He has 2 RBIs on the night. Freddie Galvis, he goes 1 for 4. Didi Gregorius goes 0 for 4. Matt Vierling, he goes 2 for 4. Zach Wheeler, he goes 1 for 2. Brad Miller goes 1 for 1 in his pinch hit opportunity. And Didi Gregorius, average falls to 209. Yeah, his hitting has been completely miserable this season. Completely miserable. In terms of runners in scoring position, the Phillies went 1 for 6. They left 7 runners total on base. So with this win, you're basically in the same spot that you were last night. You're now 2.5 games behind the Atlanta Braves, who are currently beating the Arizona Diamondbacks in the top of the 4th inning by a score of 4-1. So if they win, you're basically back at 3 games back once again, going into this big series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I hate that I'm calling it big, but it is a big series because you have to win the series. You have to beat this Pittsburgh Pirates team. You can't lose to them. You can't split the series. You can't lose the series. You have to win the series. I'm not even going to demand split because I know split for this team against a bad team is impossible. It just is. Look at this entire series against the Baltimore Orioles. They struggled to score runs. They scored 7 runs total this entire series. For one of the worst pitching staffs in baseball, one of the worst bullpens in baseball, one of the worst ERAs in baseball, they only scored 7 runs. So yeah, I'm not holding my hopes that high. Just get the series win, that's it. Even though that's probably also holding my hopes pretty high, but still, you should beat a series against the goddamn Pittsburgh Pirates. Crying out loud. So to the standings. Like I said, for right now, the Phillies are 2.5 games behind the Atlanta Braves. They are 78 and 74, 4 games above 500. The Braves are currently at 79 and 70. And with a win tonight, they'll be 10 games above 500 if they do win tonight's game. You never know. The Diamondbacks could, spark a comeback, and it's only in the 4th inning, but you never know. You never know. In the New York Mets, they continue their fall as they lose again to the Boston Red Sox. They're losing. I think they're getting crushed, actually, by the Boston Red Sox the last time I saw. They are 7 games out of first place, and basically, I guess you can consider their season done and over with. To the wild card, because the wild card race is always interesting. The St. Louis Cardinals have won 11 straight. They are now 82 and 69. They now hold that second wild card spot above 4.5 games from the Cincinnati Reds and the Philadelphia Phillies. The San Diego Padres, they're continuing their free fall. They're 5.5 games back of that second wild card spot. So I would assume at this point the second wild card spot belongs to the Cardinals just with the way they're playing, but there is still a week and a half left of baseball, so anything could happen at this point. Maybe the Cardinals go on a losing streak, maybe the Reds go on a hot streak, and maybe the Padres do something. You never know. You definitely never know, but I think at this point you could consider that second wild card spot in the possession of the St. Louis Cardinals for now, until the end of the season, I would assume. So the Phillies' goal, basically, the wild card's probably not even possible for them. Even though they are close to it, the division is still the main thing. Like, you have to win the division to get into the playoffs this year. The wild card, in my opinion, is not an option just because there's too many teams involved. You have to win the division to make the playoffs, and still, it's going to be a tough task because even though the Braves, they have a tough weekend series coming up against the San Diego Padres, technically it is 4 games, but the first game is like a condensed game because it was postponed earlier in the season, so it's probably going to start like the 8th and the 9th inning, I think. And it's still going to be a doubleheader, so you never know what happens during that. And actually, I do want to look at that Braves schedule just to make sure if I am right about that, because I know they do play the Padres this weekend, and I just want to make sure of that condensed game. Yes, that first game, it's going to be a condensed game, so I think the Braves are going to be technically qualified as the home team for that first half of the game. And then the second game, they're going to be the road team because, that first game was postponed in Atlanta. Then they didn't have a chance to reschedule it until now. So, technically, could you count it as a 4-game set? I'm not sure. Maybe a 3.25 game set. Odd. And then you're going to have that tough series next week when you play the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta. Basically, if the Phillies, say if they win the series against the Pirates, and the Braves maybe lose 2 out of 3 to the Padres. If that were to happen, I'm not saying it's going to. That series next week is going to basically very influence the division mightily. Because imagine that the Phillies go into that series a game behind or a half game behind the Atlanta Braves. That's going to be completely huge. And especially for tomorrow as well, since the game most likely will be postponed because of weather, and the Braves play at 2 o'clock tomorrow in the afternoon. That could be very interesting. I'm just spark plugging. I'm looking too far into the future at this point. With this team, you got to take it a game at a time. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it off. Take it one game at a time, folks. That's my advice. Don't look too far into the future with this goddamn team because you will pull your hair out. You definitely will. So, what are your thoughts on this video, everyone? What are your thoughts on this game, this series, the upcoming stretch against the Pirates? I want to hear it all in the comment section below, so don't forget to leave those down there. Do not forget to drop a like on this video. Do not forget to check out the Painted Lines, which I'm a part of. Their links are down in the description below. Definitely do not forget to check those out. Also, don't forget to check out the links to Broads Media, the Florida Pod merch website, and also for Flyers Nitty Gritty. All that good stuff is down in the description below. Definitely go and check all of those out. And the most important thing you can do is hit that subscribe button because I will greatly appreciate your support to this channel. And I will see you next time.